My name's Kenneth. Where my company is Black Series Edition LLC. I had a couple of hours before I could leave. Anyway, we got to talk about this Partey product here. All right. I told you before how we caught this guy with water paints. When I mean water paints product, half of his products is water, half of it's paint. We've seen that when he was doing a little mixture in one of his videos. Again, his website is constantly closed all the time due to the fact, as I said before, again, his product costs too much to make for him, and he can't basically keep the site open. That's why it's closed. His excuse was he was saying that basically about time and some other things he had to do and whatever, blah, 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 blah. Now, phony excuses. Nothing but a lot of excuses. But let's talk about the copyrights. Does Partey own his name? Does he own, is that logo copyrighted? So this is what you have to show proof that you have an official copyright. See, that's our copyright right there. See right there, that's for Black Series Ambient Rejection 48. That's our Black Series edition. This is our copyright. You get one of these from the government when you actually own the rights to your artwork. He doesn't own this. He doesn't even own the name. The name actually belongs to a few people, which we were able to track down. But the main person who has his name is a guy who has a music studio. He actually owns the name. So if we go to gov.com, we go to copyright search, and we go put in his name, it doesn't come up anywhere under him. It comes up under a person who has a sound recording studio over in London, England. The logo itself right here does not belong to him. That actually belongs to some kind of Transac Airline Associates. That's what it belongs to. Let's talk about this right here real quick. We're going to come over here and we're going to show you. By the way, our logo belongs to us. We have our copyrights and stuff there. Let's go over to our demonstration page. This is what I mean by people who basically fake outdoor demonstrations. I just saw this a few minutes ago. I told you we jump into one topic after another after watching some of these things we see customers, these people do. This is a demonstration real quick. This is my customer. See the size of the screen right here? That's our product on display. I'm going to show you something. This is what I've seen from Partey's outside demonstration. We just got to talk about this for a minute. What the heck is that? You're doing an outside demonstration on that little tiny screen outside. All right. I'm going to break this real fast down real quick to you. You know why the image is that small? Because they compress the image to fit in that little spot, and that shows, try to show people that they can bring up an image in a fully lit environment or whatever. No, you have to do that at a massive size. What happens is when they do a screen that small, if that projector is sitting back 12 feet, that means the image is zoomed and compressed in this little small area to bring up a sharper and brighter image. This is one of the tricks they use when they try to show screen paints outside. Now let's look at the measuring tape right here. See where the, oops, sorry about that. Pause that for a minute. Let's go back in there for a minute. I'm going to show you the measuring tape. If that screen is at 12 feet and that image is that small, that means the zoom is pushed all the way in to make the image really, really small. So that way it gives you a sharper, brighter image. That's what they do. It's one of the tricks you got to watch out for. I've seen this before. So let's go in here and let's take out, we take out the sound. Yeah, I want to come here and show you this. Oh, I left the room open. So the mic is open so you can go in and talk. Tell me if I'm wrong on this. All right. So look where the screen is sitting at, right? So where the screen is sitting at, he's that far back from the screen. That's 11 feet. You're that far back from the screen and you're producing an image. That means at 11 feet back, you should be at about 100 inches on your screen size. So that clearly shows that your image is compressed. That's what you're doing. That's a fake demonstration. I'm sorry. This right here is a real demonstration. This is my customer outside. Do you see the size of this screen? It's way bigger than that little screen you got sitting there on the ground. That screen is at 120 inches outside. That's one of the things you got to watch out when you're watching these demonstrations is when they have an image that small at 11 feet, that means the image has been compressed. It's zoomed in. Jamie did that in a video demonstration where he was trying to show his screen paints work, and he had the image pushed all the way in. From where the projector he was using, the Epson 955WH, should have had a screen size of probably about 120 inches. So the fact that you can get that image to fit in at around the distance that you had back, your screen size should have never been able to fit inside of 100 inch. It should have been way over 100 inches for the distance it was sitting. It means you compressed the image, you pushed in to make a sharper and brighter image. That's what you did. Come on, guys, I'm an expert in this field. I can see this stuff a mile away. So you see my customer right here? See him displaying our technology in that fully lit environment? See how far he's back from the screen? And then Partey, look at this mess. What the heck is this? Why are you on that tiny little screen right there? Look at this. Cheating, doing cheat demonstrations. That's pathetic. Do you have it on a bigger size? Can we see this on a really big size? Because we could do this at 18 feet back at 250 inches. All right, then. There you go, people. It tells you right there. Be careful about stuff like this. This is a cheat demonstration from the door. Or we're going to have to break down your channel now. I'm in your Facebook channel. I'm going to break your channel down on Monday. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to show you all the areas where they're cheating at. This is one of the biggest cheats right here. The compressed screen. That little tiny screen that compress it at 11 feet back. You should be on a screen size way bigger than this. So what's going on here with your projector? Do you have something what you call an extended zoom lens? I got to ask that question, Partey, real quick. Why is your image showing up that small? And it's fitting. It's not even overlapping. If it was overlapping, we may have gotten some of the image right over here if it was overlapping. But it's not overlapping. It's compressed to fit right in there. So how in the world at 11 feet you're getting a screen size of only 2 by 3? All right, that tells you right there. Doing fake demonstrations. Stop doing that mess, please. That's embarrassing. Let's see if you did any other demonstrations on a much bigger screen real quick. We're going to get to your copyrights because I got to ask you about your copyrights. I just happened to bump into this. Let's see. These are your outside demonstrations. Gee whiz. Are you kidding? That's your inflatable screen demonstrations? You're in the dark, buddy. Anybody can make anything look good in the dark. All right. This is for Tom to Mr. Bird to embarrass you. Let's go to our grid. This is our massive giant grid. This contains all our outdoor demonstrations. This is the grid. You want to talk about inflatable screens? Here's mine. Oh, just blink out for a minute. Adjusting to take out the Wi-Fi. First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is outside in the middle of the day with my screen at 120 inches displaying outside. And you're where? I'll do you one better than that. How about here? Okay, how we doing out there? First things first, my name's Kenneth. Let's talk about this demonstration part today. I told you, you guys can't beat us when it comes to outdoor demonstrations. We own that section. That's us. That's my screen outside. 98 inches outside. Just want to embarrass them real quick. Just real quick to show you where we stand at. When I tell you at the end of the day that we have the most outdoor demonstrations on any level, we are not joking on that. Let's go. You want another one? Here, I got one for you. We'll go to, let's see, come out here. How about a demonstration for those you're asking, like, is your product weatherproof? Well, let's see. We can go play in the snow if we want. We use Crystal Edge technology screens. We're doing this live, so basically we have a live out in the snow. Do you have any idea how much light hits a screen when you're out in the snow? It's a ton of light because all that light's reflect on the snow. That's what the term called snow blind. So that screen can maintain outside in all that snow. Not only that, we can actually show snow on a black screen while we're out in the snow. My demonstrations would put you guys in the day when talk about y'all demonstrations. We can put y'all to shame on some of your levels. Where you want to go next? I got 70 of these in here. You want to go? Let's go over to let's see. Oh, here we go. Dual 150 inch screens. This one was 720p and 1080p side by side. Okay, how we doing out there? First at 150 inches outside. And you're doing some little cookie cutter? Oh no, you got to be kidding me. That's a joke, man. Don't do that. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. Where you want to go next? How about this? How about Optima GT 5500 outside 140-inch screen? Because this is what questions do we get asked from companies. How much experience do we have outside? How much time do you have? Doing out there, first things first. My name is Kenneth Bird. I'm the creator. Boom. Ultra short throw outside. So anytime we get a company that says, hey, your projection screen technology, that black technology, does it work outside on ultra short throws? There you go. Not only is that the Optima GT 5500, but that's not a 100-inch screen. That projector is recommended for 100. We're at 140 outside on that projector. So for any of y'all, CROW or Partey, doing demonstrations on ultra short throws, we blow your demonstration clean out of the water with this one demonstration. I got no walls, I got no ceilings, got nothing protecting my projector at the end of the day, and yet I can be outside doing this. And at that, if I want to, I can basically pull the heavy contrast levels that you guys can't see. Try this with a gray screen and see what happens. I thought so. Here we go. Starfield demonstration. Can't do that one either, can you? No, you can't, because you can't pull 100% black level. We do that. Let's give you another one real quick. Let's come out of this one. Let's see what we got here in the category. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, we're going to have to load more. Okay, here we go. We got, which one we going to go with? Dum, bum, bum. Let's go with this one. This one was a 100-inch outside gamer technology with a custom LED light display. Okay, how are we doing out there? First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal H Technology Screens. We are outside on my cut. Look how clean that image looks. That's on a 720p projector. Cost me $270. That's it. Looks like a TV, don't it? And that technology produces 100% contrast. Your gray screen paint don't pull that nonsense. There we go. I told you I build more stuff than you guys. This is a customized projection stand. I wanted to build a standalone stand for my projection screen. Here you go. I purchased a $68 eBay screen, used the same screen to beat a $3,000 Dark Star 9, and then took it outside. You see my time right there? My time is at, on this one, let me see. Let me get played right a little better there. This was a nice setup too. I had a nice bar light, LED light at the top. $424. I can go outside and I can go watch my movies at 424. White screen, can't even pull gray screens y'all don't see out there. My screen had a UFO light across it, custom built. Let's see. Let's come out of this one right here. Let's go grab another one real quick. We're going to get to the copyright thing real quick. I just got to embarrass them real quick. Here we go. Here we go. Another one outside. 720p projector. Do you know what this one is, Jamie? That right there is a Complete Cinema right there. The Complete Cinema has more testing under that technology than all your screen paints combined. The Complete Cinema is it has the capability to knock out 9 certifies before the screen paint was ever sold, before anyone could ever touch it. That technology could knock out 9 certifies with no problem at 20% being done. It has a record that you don't even have. Now, you said that the Complete Cinema doesn't work. That's what you said. Well, like I said, the P2's coming soon. I'm going to order your screen paint. If you cancel, this is going to be bad. I'm going to have a cancellation on you, another one. And I'm still going to get your product because I have 16 buyers for your product already to get your product in. It's a little bit of a bet who can get it first. So we're going to have your product over here. We're going to put your product against the P2 to see if you're really pulling those contrast levels on a 2 million to 1, if it actually really does work on your product. And we're going to put you against the product that you try to slam. On top of that, the Alpha 1, we're just going to throw that up there to just waste your screen. But this is what's going to be interesting. If I put you against the Alpha 1, we're going to buy all your screen paint products in one hit, line them up one by one, and put them against the Alpha 1 on a P2 projector. It's not going to go well.
Tonight, we try the new crispy chicken sandwich or burger and fries. Tonight, we Wawa.
You know how bad that's going to be? I'm going to blow out all your screen paints on your own projector in a fully lit environment on an Alpha versus an Alpha 1. And we're going to do this on the P2. We're going to turn the contrast on. Watch your screen wash out next to that technology. And then we're going to put you next to a 720p projector and watch you wash out. Then I'm going to put you on my ultra short through Epson laser projector and watch you wash out. To show you that your products don't work with ultra short throws at all, period. And then we'll put you next to the bare silver screen, slip silver, all the stuff we asked you to do that you refuse to do, but do those tests anyway for you. Whew. You know, it's always consequences when you deal with us. Let's see what else we got in this showcase thing right here. Hold on for a minute. Let me get this out of the way. There we go. Let me expand our screen. Let's get this out of here. Let's get back to part 10 and that video. That little cartoon cutout. What the heck is that all about? We got to get more videos right here. Here go another one right here. You want this one? Here, I'll give you this one right here. This is a demonstration on, how big was this screen? 150 inch.
Outside at around, hold on a minute, let me check Alexis and see if she can tell us what time it is right now. A minute and get you guys standing up here pretty nicely.
I can't go through all of them because we ain't got that kind of time.
Better get the snow out here, then you got something from the ground too. Get around this, can we get around it? But yet we're outside on 150 inch screen and I have no problem. I like to put those things out there. I find it interesting. We discussed that a lot in form sites.
That's where we got to go next. Man. Oh, here we go. We need to do this demonstration for somebody, showing them that the benefits of our technology versus a white surface. Can you do that? A gray screen and white screen look exactly the same outside in the dark. They look exactly the same. We did the tests already. So what's the difference between your product and a white screen? Because the majority of the screens you're going to see outside are going to be white. So what's the difference? There is no difference. A gray screen and white screen look exactly the same. But a white screen, black screen, or gray screen and white screen versus black technology, don't. All right, there we go right there. Let's come out of that one right there. I'm going to come out of that one. Let's go over to, I was checking this other demonstration. I'm going to grab real quick. And I'll show you. We'll show you basically. We're going to be doing some play. This right here is why, now like I said, can you show the difference between a white screen and a gray screen outside? We can. This right here is a demonstration of a white screen versus our black technology. Every area that's splattered with that roller is our technology. So that shows the customer at the end of the day how much he's losing from his projector. Oh, you want my cord, man? So the question is, if you want to talk about gray screen paint products, the question I got to ask you is, what's the difference between your product and a white screen outside? Can you show me the difference? Because I can show you the difference right there. Do you have any idea how many test demonstrations we have on our product? It is freaking crazy on how many test demonstrations. I guarantee you haven't even seen these before on our outdoor demonstrations. So again, I'm gonna ask that question. What is the difference between your gray screen paint products and a white screen outside? Can you show a difference? What I mean by difference, Part 10 Crow, I mean show a difference between night and day. not some hiccup or some little at the end of the day saying, oh, it's huge and just, no, show a difference. What is the difference? Now, any company we walk into and we say at the end of the day, hey, look, they want to coat over a $10,000 inflatable screen that's white. Can you show me the benefits of using that black technology next to my white screen? And we can go, there you go. That's what happens when you use our technology versus a white surface outside. So a whole lot missing there, isn't there? There you go. You know what that means for the person who does business with us? That means that now he or she can brag about the fact that they have the ability to show movies and at a time of the day that their competitors using white screens can't do. And they're going to be able to pull amazing image. You're not going to have to spend the money for a godforsaken expensive projector to put into what the white screen can't see. Projector in that demonstration is $200. Where your white screen and gray screens, if you take a gray screen and you stick it against a white screen, there's not much of a difference. You're still going to have to go out and spend the money for the godforsaken expensive projector, and you still can't fire the screen up until a certain amount of hours. There you go. That's why we dominate that field. Anything outside, we dominate. Inside, we dominate. You see this right here? Look at this. That's my 235.1. You guys are so far behind. You got a nerve to call yourself ambient light projection, Partey? You really think you're ambient light projection technology? No, you're not. When you finally open up your shopping cart and I can get my hands on this, basically elusive cloak and dagger screen paint, I'll get it down there and we'll figure out for yourself this ambient light projection. I'll stick you in an environment and we'll pull contrast only. Mind you, contrast levels would generate and with lights on or lights off. If your screen can't pull contrast, you can't see it. If you have a black screen, we'll test that. We'll test it on high-end white levels. You see how beautiful that image looks? All my projectors are under $500. That's an $150 projector we're using in the demonstration. That is my short throw ViewSonic projector that gives me a 235.1. I mean, it's up to you if you want to spend that kind of money, but this technology right here for I missed that screen. Right here, I want to get another one. I'm getting another one.
$100.
I missed the 235.1. I do this all the time. I always get these I don't know, like 8 or 9 235.1s. I'll get them. I'll go, okay, I want the screen. I like it. I'll set it up. I'll never watch anything off of it. The only thing I do with 235.1s is I put abstract art, and that's all I do. It's a giant moving picture paint. That's what it is. Then a while I get to the point like, you know what? I don't want the screen anymore. I want the screen that drops to the floor. I'll change over the screen that drops to the floor. I want a 235.1. I missed my screen. I'm getting another one. These walls are big enough in here to put a 235.1 here. Oh, yeah, I thought about that. I'm going to put a 235. Mind you, the area is just like this, but it's a little big upstairs. I'm going to do this whole section of 235.1. I'm going to put a big screen right across here. I'm going to use an ultra short throw ViewSonic. That is going to cost me next to nothing to do it. Oh, I missed my 235. I want it back.
See the image at 190-degree viewing angle.
Oh, I missed my screen. See what I mean, Partey? This is what we do. I specialize in ambient light projection. This is my field. You see that screen sitting there? That screen is sitting there with all that light making contact with the screen. It's not sitting up under a lip. We don't have no fake freaking condensed lighting missing the screen at the end of the day. That screen is taking in all that light. So you just see me walk from outside, show my 235.1, and then walk in and show you my screen right there. That was a 126-inch Elite edgeless screen that we converted to ambient light projection technology. That's what you got to do to back your products.
Very easily.
When I walk through my environment, all those screens have to pull. This is what I demand for myself, and this is what I demand for my customers at the end of the day. So when I see demonstrations of these little cookie cutter screens and fake environments, yeah, it's a slap in the face of the industry. Can't even do proper demonstrations right. So we get this all the time. People will sit there and say, well, I'm going to be in the dark. I get this every day. I'm going to be in the dark outside. What's the difference between a white screen and a black screen outside? There's your difference right there. Even when you're in the dark, you are not pulling an image. You are still pulling a crappy image. This is how much you're missing from your projector in the dark.
Go back a little bit more. Again, get those bright colors to pop off. Just because it's a black screen doesn't mean it doesn't have the capability to produce nice bright colors. The hardest.
Now think about this, people. We've offered you the ability to have this technology for years. Those of you who took advantage of the opportunity obtaining this technology, thank you so much and enjoy. And those you didn't, you missed out on something big, because now this technology is going to cost you an extreme, not a lot of money. It's going to cost you some money. It is, because again, the people that are going to be involved in these contracts, it's going to be marketing this technology on what it's worth, and it's worth quite a bit. There are no demonstrations that do this at the end of the day. Show me one demonstration, any company anywhere that's doing demonstrations on the projectors that we're using. It's why I kept saying on camera over and over again that the opportunity is there. You better strike while the iron hot, because change is coming, and now change is already here. Within 2 months, this will no longer be available. Any of the technology will no longer be available for the customers. This will be going through companies, and they'll be contracting it, because they can walk into a showroom and they can do this demonstration right here. They can walk into any form of projection screen for outdoor multi-million-dollar company that designs white projection screens for outside and show them a demonstration right there. It's called a splatter screen, where we just throw the paint in there all over the screen and then come out doing this.
When you're developing black technology.
Now, if you're a company and you own a white projection screen corporate business that designs white screens, how are you going to compete with that? So you have two options. You come on board with us, and we basically take your your business to the next level. Or basically you don't come on business with us, and we go to your competitors and they crush you in the process. That's the only options they have. This is where our company is going to become a multi-million-dollar company. Now, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to sign with us. And they're going to paint that technology, and they're going to be able to dominate their competition, because we can show that our products being black will produce a brighter, better image.
Whether the picture's going to come out muddy or bright. So if you take everyday black paint and you paint the side of your wall with it, you're going to pick up contrast, but your white levels are going to come out looking trashy.
Now, for those individuals who went out and did those demonstrations, smear campaigns to try to make our products look like something that are not, you do this because you're afraid. You're afraid because you know that the product you have is not as good as ours, and you're in the process of becoming obsolete. That's why. What you do is out of fear. That's how you do it. That's all. If it wasn't fear at the end of the day, then you could match any one of my demonstrations. You could compete with me, but you can't. So it's basically fear. Partay, this is how it's done. I missed that screen. I want my 235.1 back. I missed my 235. I forgot all about that screen. Gee whiz, man. I love the 235.1s. Look at this. Look at my screen. That thing was gorgeous. Look at it. And my technology now is darker than that now. My technology will blend into that black border with no problem whatsoever. Oh man, I want my 235 point back. That was 158 inch 235.1. I got it from Silver Ticket. Paid like $600 for it. I missed that screen. I think it was a pain in the neck to put together. But other than that, I missed my 235.1. I really do. I did watch one movie off. I did watch Star Wars. That was freaking insane. I missed my screen. Okay, I got a map out now. I'm getting me another one. I'm building mine, but I'm getting another one because I like the border. The border's driving me crazy. I'm gonna do an edgeless. 235.1. All right, so the upstairs is just almost the same as but a little bigger. So I'm going to do, in the next room, I'm going to do the P2, 150-inch screen, levitating stand for the P2, all that customized. And I'm going to do my $3,600 wraparound sofa, which I can't wait to get the sofa. And here, in this room right here, if I back it up a little bit, we got this whole wall here. The reason why nothing's packed the way it looks like this, because I didn't set anything up in here. Everything is just the way it is because I'm moving upstairs. So I'm going to do a 235.1 right across here. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do ultra short though, so I can set it up right there for my 235.1. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set it right across here beautifully. That's what I'm going to do. And all this stuff, I'm going to put it into like a little micro desk. I'm going to hide all this stuff so I can work on my computer. I'm making all this wireless because I don't want to basically be up on top of the desk and be on top of the screen. I want to sit back there. Oh, yes. I'm going to build me an office just like that. That's what I want. I'm going to get me another sofa. I'm going to get me a cloud sofa back there. All wireless keyboard and mouse so I can work back there and put a 235 all the way across. That's going to be sick. I'm building one. I'm getting one. I'm getting one. I'm getting a 235.1. I'm going to put a cinema. I'm going to put the cinema complete on it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it completely different. Make everything, all the wireless keyboards, everything. My printer's wireless, so I got to set that up. I need to set that up. Make everything wireless, hide everything so it's all set up real nicely, and just have my giant screen in 235.1. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do my movies and gaming, and I'm going to do a custom build. When I do custom builds, I make it slightly a little bigger, so if I have to put it back into 16:9, I got a good size screen. So out of if I do 170 inch in here, maybe I might not. No, I might have to get to 158. If I do 158, then I can do a 16:9. If I need to do it, I can fit it in at 130, which isn't bad. That's what I'll do. That's if I watch regular movies, because I want to be able to switch back and forth from my regular movies back and forth. That's what I'm going to do with the 16:9 format. And I can work with my computers in here too on top of that. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Now behind me, I can set up 3 projectors in here. Ultra short throw, and I can put 2 Chrissy's behind me. I can put those in portrait mode. So I can portrait mode here and portrait mode here. Because the screen's huge. You can actually operate 2 projectors off the thing at the same time. So I can do a portrait mode here and a portrait mode here. The Chrissy projectors are only like $130. They're the ones we use for portrait mode because of the way they set up. So right here, I can put a little edge here and one right there. That's all I need because it's the same way upstairs, but we're just more windows. But I can put one here and one here. That's what I'm going to do. Except for this door is over there upstairs. So there's a wall here. I'll come through this side, which is good because I can put my cloud sofa here and I can work from over here with my 235.1. Every time I see this screen, I want it. Oh, I want it. I want it. Yeah! Man, I was supposed to be talking about something else, about this whole thing about Partey's freak. Let's get to this because I'm getting caught up in this right here. Oh man, I want my screen. I'm gonna get me another one. I'm gonna build. I have to build one because I want it edgeless. I don't want the border on it. I want it. Oh wait, no. Actually, we can buy the screen and do it that way. I can't talk about that. That involves some technology we're working on to actually be able to convert edgeless screen into an edgeless screen using one of our technologies, but I can't tell you about that. But I am going to. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. We could do that too easily. All right, let me. Heck yeah, we could do that. As a matter of fact, I don't even need the surface to tell you the truth. Honestly, I don't even need the surface. I need the frame. That's all. All right. We'll get to that. Then we just build it. If you build it, do it that way. Do a 235.1 acoustic would be real nice. Yeah, because I can put all my speakers behind the back of it. I ain't got to freaking have speakers all over the place, which I can't stand. All right, that will do that instead. I think I'm going to do an acoustic 235.1. I'm not decided yet. But it is going to be sprayed with that same formula we got in there, which is a cinema. All right, let's get back to this real quick because we got to get back to topic. We're all over the place on this. We're all over the place. Now, I'm just going to change the title. We'll change the title and then we'll come back in because I got to put a point on this and I got a couple of hours. So we're just going to change this video on my outdoor technology versus Partey. That's what we're going to change it over to. So because we pretty much are already into this. But next one, Partey, I'm gonna open up the mic and I am going to request for those that registration, certification of registration for that. We do that for the next one. Right now, we're going to talk about that cookie cutter screen. Do you have any other screens on here? Just this? That's all you have? I can do this with freaking, yeah. Okay, you don't even own this. We already know that from the door. You really got to stop using this. It's not yours. Let me see. There's nothing out there here. Anything else on outdoors? Boy, you really should have researched that name. You really should have researched it, because man, you got to pull that down. He's gonna have to remove it. He's gonna have to remove it or get sued. So this is it. This is what you have for outdoor. Now, like I said, this is one of the things that I try to educate customers on. This is what you got to worry about. This man had all this room, and he decided to go with this. All right. So one of the things we try to educate customers on, you're watching outdoor demonstrations. If they have a projector, but you can tell from the distance where the projector is at, he's 11 feet from his screen. 11 feet from your screen, you should be able to pick up a screen size of 100 inches easily at 11 feet. The fact that he's picking up a screen size that's only 2 feet by 3 feet means what he did was he did one of the oldest tricks in the book. They take the zoom, they push it all the way down. You do know when you expand your image, your pixelations start to expand, and this causes stretch and deterioration depending on how high your resolution count is, on how well you can stretch out your pixels. That's why I like doing demonstrations on 600 by 800, because that's bare minimum. You do a screen like that because you're really expanding those pixels. That's what they call the screen door effect kicks in. They don't explain this to you at all because they don't know what they're talking about, honestly. So anyway, the cut down, or for those of you, I had somebody come in and talk about, well, you're going to get the screen door effect at 600 by 800. No, not really. It depends on, you know how far close you have to be up on top of a screen to see a screen door effect? Screen door effects trigger off higher on white and gray screens because it's like a little screen of black lines intertwining. You don't see it on black screens that often at all, period. It's very hard to pick up on a black screen because the screen's black. But on a white or gray screen, you will see it crystal clear. Now, right here, as you can see, the screen size, 2 feet by 3 feet. This is what it looks like from here, 2 feet by 3 feet. What he's doing is he's taking the image and he takes the zoom and pushes it all the way down. And that way he gives him a nice little sharp, bright image right in here. Something's wrong there. And the thing about, if he's doing like an oversplash, like say if the image is hitting back here or back here around here like this, that means he has it at the full 100 inches. He has the zoom pushed all the way up, and that's where the backsplash comes in, because you can see the projector hitting past this and giving the actual size that we get from that distance. But because it's fitting right in here and there's no backsplash, that means he's doing the compress. He's basically pushing the lens all the way down, the zoom all the way down, to compress the pixels and make them brighter and sharper. That's what he's doing, and that way he can able to maintain outside with no problem whatsoever. That's what he's doing. Did I get that right, Partey? You're probably sitting there scratching your head like, gee whiz, I hate this guy. How the freak does he know? Because I've been around longer than you have. You know that, right? I've been here making screen paints before you ever existed. Before you even knew what a screen paint was, I was here. You want to argue that one? You want to argue which one was here? Was I here first or were you? I think I was here first before you. You didn't even exist in the world that I existed in. So I was there when we had the goo screens. I was there to see the diamonds. I was there to see all that stuff at the end of the day. You probably don't even know who Mississippi Man is. He was a big time editor and admin over at AVS Forums. I had quite a few quarrels with him from time to time. So you're a newbie in this field. I don't know how the way you come off calling you. No one should call themselves a king at the end of the day, but you are a newbie. I've been here longer than you have. I know more than you do at the end of the day. I have designed my products. The same products you're sitting there talking on camera. We made that stuff 10 years ago. And I've seen people in forum sites put water in it. Water in it to give it a kind of a thin light coating. We've seen this before. You're doing nothing new. That's too small. Way too small. If you're going to demonstrate a screen, you got to demonstrate at a much bigger area. And your projector has to be at a farther distance. I got 12 already in my account already. Man, this is going to be a busy couple of days. This is what's going on right now. So this right here is customers. And they're asking us over and over again, when are we going to start selling paint to the customers? Like I said before, 2 months. 2 months from today, we stop. Okay? We'll stop 2 months from today. All right, let's go see what else you got on here. Oh, an American made? No, 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 no. You stop that, please. Your product's not American made. In order for something to be officially American made, it has to be made and manufactured in America. Can't go to, and I hate when companies do this crap and then because you know it's not true. When if you basically outsource your company to another country for them to make your products, it's made in their in their company. Then it's processed and shipped over here because it's cheaper to manufacture it over there. Over here, they may assemble it. But if they're making that product here, when you lift it up, it should say made in the USA. I can't even make that statement that my products are made in America because they're not made in America. That's virtually impossible. They're probably assembled and made in America. That's basically about it. But if the original product to make it is made someplace else, that's not considered made in America. Made in America means everything you have was made here in this country. That's made in America at 100%. I don't like when people fake that when they say, oh, it's made in America. No, if your parts are made in another country and you bought them over here and you assemble them, that's not made in America. Made in America means all parts, everything was made here, assembled here, built here, and sold here. That's made in America. Stop doing that nonsense. That's sad at the end of the day. You don't even know what you're doing at the end of the day. Companies do at the end of the day, and they put in made in America. So you're telling me all those parts and components were made here? No, you outsourced them to another country. That's what you did. It goes both ways, and people understand when people say, oh, all our stuff should be made in America. But again, you have to understand when products are made overseas too, it also gives other people opportunities to be able to have a better life. It should be that not all companies should all sort all their products. Do a half and half. Keep half of our companies here, and the United States, and take the other half and put them overseas. Because you have to understand, people, at the end of the day, I know you want everything to be made in America and everything to be ours, but you got people over there that deserve to have a livelihood too and deserve opportunities. Can you imagine if this was the other way around, where basically we were the ones that they were sourcing to over here? Think about that for a minute. That's why I say when people run off at their mouth and say things like that, you think about that for a minute if it was the other way around. You would be happy that these other countries would source their items over here for us to feed our families, to have livelihood, to have good things in life. So that's the same thing what happens when our companies go over there. They bring opportunity, unless they're doing some really dirty stuff at the end of the day and they're doing slave laboring, then that's wrong at the end of the day. You shouldn't be doing that crap. That's really wrong. How greedy can you be? You make tons and tons and tons and tons of money, and yet you want to basically put a little bit more money in your pocket by doing slave laboring. Come on, that's just garbage at the end of the day. That's wrong. That is wrong. But you'll pay for it. Don't worry about it. I tell people at the end of the day, you could be doing this at the end of the day. You're going to pay for it. You're definitely going to pay for it. Sooner or later, you got to pass off the earth and you got to meet God. You're going to pay for it. You're going to get yours. It's going to happen. And when you pass off the earth and you go over there and you meet God and you see Jesus face to face and you go, oh, Lord, my Savior. And he goes, I never knew you. I don't even know who you are. Yeah, the consequences behind that are going to be extremely bad. So they get what they ask for. Any man on the face of this planet who thinks he's untouchable and he can do whatever he wants, everybody got to answer to somebody. That's how it works. God is the only one that doesn't have to answer to anybody at all, period. But you got to answer to something sooner or later. This is why I tell people at the end of the day is when you see people, this is off topic, when you see people that can be the most hardened criminals on the face of the planet, and the minute they're about to face death, the minute they're on death row, they will ask for a preacher. Because they're terrified. They don't know what's going to happen in the next life. And if it is what they think it is, they don't want to be a part of that. And they want any kind of redemption, anything they can get to lessen the blow and what's going to happen over there, because they don't know. It's the unknown. They will ask for repent to God. They will ask for forgiveness. Hopefully this will be enough to not send me to that place where my mother told me about, where people go that don't go to heaven. So they know. They know. But people will play and frolic on the earth and act like, that's one of the things you got to be careful about. You got to be careful about the riches. You got to be careful about the money at the end of the day. People say money's evil. Money's not evil. It's how you use money that makes it evil. Money's not evil at all. It's how you use it that makes it evil. Money's dirty. It's very dirty. Money, I don't carry money at the end of the day. I don't carry bills, none of that stuff. I carry everything on my cars. Money is very dirty. You have no idea where that money has been at. If you had the ability to touch money and know exactly where it's been at, I don't think you would ever touch money ever again. That's why I'm really careful when I see kids rubbing money up. Don't do that. You don't know where that's been at, who's had that, whose G-string that's been, and you don't know this. You don't do that. But anyway, let's get back to that whole greed thing. Yeah. That's the thing about it. At the end of the day, it's that greed, that greed, that greed, that greed. I can't stand greed. Greed is a very dangerous thing at the end of the day. People will sit there and chase that greed, chase that dollar, and they will forget about why they're here on the earth. There's a purpose for you to be here. You do know that, right? You do have a purpose on the earth. It's to serve God. That's why you're here. But people forget about that. They get caught up in the money, they get caught up in the fame and all that other stuff. And then when it's time for your time to go back, then the thoughts pop in on where am I going? That's what pops up. Where am I going? You had plenty enough time. You've been on this earth all this time. You have plenty of time here to figure it out. This is why God gives man a choice. He could have just made it when we just serve him unconditionally and we have no choice, but he gave us choice. So you have choice on whether you do it right or you do it wrong. So you have no one to blame but yourself when you reach the other side. You can't say, well, I didn't have enough time. Oh, you had plenty of time. You can't say any of that stuff at the end of the day. You had a choice and you didn't take it. And then you're going to go to a place, if you ever read Revelations in the Bible, you read that, and that'll tell you where you're going. That'll tell you exactly when God comes back and what's going to happen. Then you realize, I feel sorry when I see stars that pass away. I go back and I check and see if they're still alive. And when they're not there, I do a little prayer for them. I feel sorry for them because I'm hoping at the end of the day they were Christians. I'm hoping at the end of the day that they did serve God. They didn't get caught up in the riches and the glamour of life. Because when it's your time to go, it's your time to go. You have to understand, people, this is the part that people don't understand. You will not be here on the earth forever. This is not going to happen. No one has immortality. It's not going to happen. Everything you have in life is borrowed. Nothing belongs to you. Do you understand? You can sit outside and you can be a millionaire. I can be a millionaire and sit out there and look at the dozens of cars and houses I own. When I die off this earth, it will stay here and I will go someplace else. Imagine it all, like I said, like a giant spaghetti strainer. You'll pass through it, your stuff will stay behind. And somebody else will pick up your stuff and they will have it, and then they'll pass to that strainer and that will stay behind. Everything stays behind on the earth. You take nothing with you. You will come in the same way you came out, with nothing. That's how it works. So if you're too busy chasing the things on this earth, you forgot about your salvation in heaven. And by the time you pass through that spaghetti strainer, you're going to be on the other side with not even enough credibility to even make it to those pearly gates to go see God. You'll be going someplace else. Everything you have is borrowed. Nothing is yours. We got a bad habit. I got a bad habit saying mine, mine, mine. This is mine. This is mine. That's mine. This is mine. It's not mine. It never was mine to begin with. It'll go to somebody else when I pass off the earth. That's how it works. And guess what else belongs to you? Your very soul itself belongs to God. You can't stay here forever. If you could and you had control, I have people say at the end of the day that I own my own destiny. Okay, so how long are you going to be on the earth? You got immortality? Plan to be here for a couple 100,000 years or something, maybe like 2060 or something like that. I'm going to be around that time. I can't be here. You're going to pass off because you belong to somebody at the end of the day, whether you want to believe it or not. You're on borrowed time. When God decides that he wants back what belongs to him, you will go back. No ifs, ands, or buts. I don't care how much money you got on the face of the planet. You can't buy 1 second more. You're going back. Because you're on borrowed time. And that's how it works. So for those of you that think at the end of the day, oh, it's not true, well, let me know if you're going to be here in another 100 years. Because you can't. You're going to go just like everybody else is going to go. The problem is you have to figure out exactly where you're going to go. All right, let's see. Did all that right there, that right there, at the end of the day, and so on. Okay. All right. I gotta figure what I think of all these messages. I'm not going through these messages right now. I'll do this on Monday. I'm gonna go see my family, go relax, get something to eat, go hang out, watch a little TV, take Taco to see Big Smoke. Big Smoke. Can't wait to see Big Smoke. I'm gonna get Big Smoke a hamburger on the way down there too. I always pick him up. He likes McDonald's hamburgers. I don't give him them every day, but he does like McDonald's hamburgers. I'll bring down some hamburgers. All right, let's get off this topic right here. Let's get off that topic. That's what I got to remind myself when I get into this business. I pray every day when the Lord's blessing me to be able to have this opportunity to be on this level. And I got to be extremely careful. I got to be more careful than I ever was on any other time because I'm going to have more money pushing through my fingers. And this is a bigger opportunity for Satan to come in and try to mess with my life, to try to have me do things that I shouldn't do, to have me walk away from my Lord and Savior and run toward this money. This is why I got to pray even harder when I get out there, to remind myself at the end of the day that none of this belongs to me. I talk about having these things. I love these. It's beautiful to have 200 big screens and gaming systems and all that stuff, but I got to remember at the end of the day, it's not coming with me. It's going to be here on the earth, and somebody else is going to have my things, and I'm going to be over there. So don't get caught up in it. That's why I'm glad I'm working with all Christians. Everybody that I have in my crew are all Christians. And that's good because I have people that I can fellowship around. And that keeps me in check at the end of the day, not to cross certain lines. Because again, I got other people that are looking at me. And I got to represent at the end of the day. I'm representing my Lord and Savior at the end of the day. So I got to represent. Keeps me in check. Money is not evil. It's how you use money that makes it evil. People say that money's evil. It's not evil. It's how you use it that makes it evil. What do we click on when we get this thing? Oh, we get that right there. Let me see something here. Now let's go here to Superman. Yeah, we don't want the image. No, we need to search something real quick. Thought so. I was looking at this very carefully. I thought so. I'm going to show you something. This is the kind of stuff you got to watch. You got to be really, in this industry, you got to be really careful. Looks can be very deceiving. You have to be careful. I'm going to show you something I just saw a few minutes ago. I'm going to show you something. Watch this. All right, we're not going to save image. Let's go to the search on this image. Watch this. Now, I want you to see this. Right, you've seen this, right? This is on Facebook. So this is the image I pulled off of Facebook. Right here. Now, this is the image on the website. So how is there another company popping up with it? This is why you got to research stuff. When you have a copyright on a whatchamacallit, nobody's going to pop up. It's not going to pop up at all, period. You're the only one that will pop up with that particular logo. Because like I said, they'll do a copyright search. They have to do this. Before you can get issued a copyright, they have to do a search. They go to the database, figure out whoever has it. If he had it first, this wouldn't be here at all, period. They have to make sure no one's using it, no one owns the right to it anywhere before you can actually get that registration from the government. So the fact that he doesn't own the rights to this, because if he owned the rights to it, it would pop up anywhere. It would pop up on Facebook. It would pop up anywhere. Now, if I go to, let me see. Let's go pop out of here. Oh, it's on my Facebook page anyway. Why am I? Okay, I'm on my Facebook page here. See this right here? Watch this. This is on my Facebook page right now. When I hit this on my Facebook page, this is going to show up everywhere. Not just Facebook, everywhere. That's it. There's no more. There's no more. At the bottom, you would usually have like a 1, 2, 3 to finish the search. There is no more because I own that. That's mine. I'm the only one that has the right to have that label. So you won't see at the bottom where it says page 2, page 3. There is no page 2. There's only one. That would be me because I own that. There's my document right there. Certification from the government right there. There's my number right there, and this is my name right there. That's what's registered. That's my title work right there. So you won't see any 1, 2, and 3 at the bottom. I own that because it's mine. All right, let me see something. Let's see. We'll go over to... I got to do the copyright search thing. If we go over to, where's it at? Copyright search. Copyright office. Oh, hey, records were right there at the bottom. Were they not at the bottom? Yeah, but right there at the bottom. The records. Copyright small claims. We're in there for CROW. That's CROW right there. He got filed claims against them, so he's got to deal with that. That's another story. We're not going to talk about that, but we filed copyright records. Okay, copyright records, public records. All right, it's a public records disclaimer in the article. We have to go through all this. What's all this for? Our records. Let's see. Let's go with actually, everybody's a lot faster than this. They don't take forever to go around this. Let's just go to copyright office, which is much easier. Go into search and just put in copy. I'll make this right. Copyright records. That's all you got to do is put in records. Should we spell it right correctly? All right. Records. That's all you got to put in. Click on this, and it will bring you to this right here. Right there. This is where your records are at. You click on that, and then the database. This is the database that anybody and everybody who has copyrights, you will be in here. If you are legit and you are by the book, you will be in here in this database. This is where you will be at to find you. This is how you find people, if they're copyrighted or not. They have a copyright and a right to those logos. Now, basically, you don't own the logo part. We can see that because no one else should be coming up with that. Only you should be coming up with that. And the fact that there's another person coming up besides you, and they literally got a Wikipedia page attached to them. Where's that thing at? Yeah. They freaking got a Wikipedia page. So they've been there for quite some time. It was founded in 1945. Right there. That's the company. April the 19th, 1945. So that company has been there longer than you, which means it belongs to them. They can go back and show the date when their company was founded. 1945, which means you took that logo from them and made it your own. Now, let's go over to our copyrights office. Let's go over to your name, Partey. Where are we at right here? I'm not seeing in the front. Where's your name at? It should be in here somewhere. Did you remove your name off of here? Let me see, because I'm not seeing a name here. Let's see what's going on here. We don't see your name here. Your name is usually right up in here. It was right there. Now it's not there anymore. Oh, it's going to track it down. It's got to be in here somewhere. We got it right here. That's all we need. You do know that Partey, your name being there can get you in trouble too. There we go. We got it right here. Let's see. Partey. Let's go over here and let's see if you pop up. Who pops up? Who owns the right to that name? So as you can see, Partey does not own his name. It's actually owned. There's 19 of these. It's actually owned by a fellow over here that has a sound recordings and sound recordings. These are his music. This is the music right here. So that's not your name. All of those that are popping up are under this individual. This is all his. That's the end of the search. There's nothing at the bottom. So bottom line is this is all by one individual. This is his music. These are his creations right here. This is his music. So you went in and stole somebody else's. This is his copyright numbers right there. That's a registered copyright number. See how we got ours right here? This is our registered copyright number right there. These are the dates. Now, for those you don't know, a copyright can last as long as the author is still alive. And even after the author dies, it's also for an additional 70 years. If this person had died, at the end of the day, guess who's going to come after you? Next of kin, because that's usually what happens. Or if it's involved in business, if he has partners and whatever, they're going to come after you. You don't own the name to Partey. It's actually owned by this fellow. He actually owns it. Copyright catalog. So copyright catalog right there. All right. So what we're going to do is real fast and quick. We're going to come back in. We're going to request for Partey's certification of registration. That's basically his registration number. That's what we're asking for, if he has it for this name. Because right now you're going around calling yourself Partey, and this involves a fellow involved with music. So it has nothing to do. You don't own the name. You definitely don't own that the copyrights. Nothing's coming up under the copyrights. When you own copyrights for artwork, it comes up as 2D. I'll show you right here. See right here? This is a copyright. We'll come at this real quick. See right here under the, come on, stop playing around. See right here under the cube? This is our copyright under the cube. That's my copyright that just popped up. See? Type of work visual. There's my registration number right there on the Crystal Edge. So right there. Mine comes in at, let me see. Digital recording. Yeah, type of work, visual material. So mine's on the visual material for type of work. His is for music. That's mine. That's my registration number. Just like over here, we have a registration number right there. Usually, I see people in the music business make this mistake. They'll take someone's music, they'll use it in a jingle. And they don't think that maybe the artist is dead, or maybe the family will never figure it out. It's some really old music. Who else is going to figure this out? And you see it happen all the time. You see people getting sued because they used enough of that music to basically be caught with copyright infringements, and they didn't ask for permission, so they get sued over it. This happens all the time with big rappers and with people in the music industry. Will use someone's music and think that no one else is going to recognize it, and somebody was sitting home one day and like, wait a minute, that's my freaking song right there. I didn't give him permission to use that, and they'll slap him with a lawsuit. Now, usually, if no, I'm not gonna go down that road, I'm not gonna use that term right there because again, I don't even know anyone who use that. But anyway, as I said before, you have to have permission before you can touch anyone's copyrights, or you can be sued. All right, let me see right here from the door. So we're done with that. I got to come back here and do this short and sweet real quick, and I'm done. We're just basically just going to request and ask him where his copyrights are. Crow doesn't have any copyrights at all, period. We already looked at that. That whole copyright thing, that's not a real copyright at the end of the day. It's not a real copyright. I don't even know why freaking Wix puts that down there. That is not an official copyright. If you would have a registration number down there. That's not even a real copyright. So let's get this done. We were supposed to do this from the door, but I saw that little tiny screen he had over there. I was like, oh, how cute. He's got a tiny little screen trying to show that he's basically his products work outside. And people will look at that and think that actually it doesn't work because in fact his projector is sitting way too close. So I felt the need to point that out so that way you could see at the end of the day what you need to educate yourself when you're actually shopping for an outdoor projection screen as a fake demonstration. All right, let's go in here and get the on the water paint. We can call part I know this upsets you when we call yourself water paint or watercolors or what do you want to call it, but your paint is water, so you have that right. Prove me where I'm wrong. Make some black and white paint, put some water in it. Tell me that I'm wrong, that your product is different from that. I would love to see this. But anyway, I'm gonna come back in. Let's go ask for these copyrights.